2021. I'm Gene.
And I'm Zane.
And welcome to Hanging with Uncle.
How's it going, man?
Man, it has been a crazy week in current events.
You know what? I'm going to be honest. I was in my shell all week this week with current events. I honestly haven't heard much, so I'm
it's like I couldn't turn a corner without being bombarded with something that somebody was doing. I'm just like, oh my God, make it stop.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I've heard some dumb stuff, but I've been trying to stay away. I tried to stay away from the main news the past week. I watched sports media, but other than that, that's kind of it. That's all I stuck with the last week.
Well, I did watch the news, and there's been a lot of important stuff going on, especially with the January 6th committee, but the select committee. But I think if you want mainstream news, you probably don't want to listen to us for that. But we can talk about that.
We just shoot the breeze,
right?
About it. Yeah.
We have lots of other important things to talk about.
Oh yeah, absolutely. There's definitely other things. True,
yeah. like what we're starting with.
Yeah, what we're smoking today.
This is layer cake.
Layer cake,
and it's coming in at 22%.
It's awesome. And then I actually have in a little drip cartridge today some Paris OG. And it, honestly, I'm going to say, I think it gets the name Paris because it kind of has a perfumey taste to it. It's really pungent.
Kind of frou-frou-y.
Yeah, it's really pungent. It's really good, though. I like it. It's really nice. So, anyways, yeah, it's a good OG. I like it. Time to get my hit.
Yes. Man, well, while you're doing that, wasn't that a crazy way to end the the divisional series last night with the Dodgers and Giants?
So I'm not much of a baseball fan, but I did watch the end highlight of the check swing. And now, again, I'm not a baseball fan, but I also know that when I was playing baseball as a kid, a check swing required at least my wrists to break, right? That man's wrist did not break. It seemed like it didn't go over the plate either when he was swinging. So I don't know. I don't think it was a strike. But again, that's the humane part of the game, I guess.
Well, the rules are that the bat has to break the plane of the plate.
Okay.
And did it?
Not from the angles that I saw, but
I think that's why things like that need to be reviewable. Not every pitch, but something like that. You'd hate to end a playoff series game in the bottom of the ninth inning
on a check swing,
a call that didn't involve the field of play deciding the outcome of the game.
Or at least be able to review it because of how big of an outcome it had.
But it is what it is. I just wish it would have been different. I just wow, that's just wow.
That's crazy. But
that's all I can say.
Poor Giant fans. I feel like they always get shafted and stuff. They always they always get the short end of the stick.
It was crazy. But anyway, the Dodgers and Giants, they had the best records in baseball this year. They both won over 109 games. I mean, hats off to the Dodgers. Good luck in your series against the Braves. But yeah, just wow.
The Braves, man. That's insane. Yeah. You watching that earlier,
Yeah.
Heartbreak Hotel is what Al McCoy would say.
All you heard was a collective punch in the gut of the fans in the stadium.
Oh my God, yeah.
What was that?
What
happened?
Just got kicked in the nuts.
Yeah.
Dang. Oh, that sucks. I'm sorry. So speaking of just let's go on with what we've experienced for the past 2 weeks, man, because it's been a little roller coaster with this little merger stuff that we're experiencing.
It's topsy-turvy. It just defies all logic, and I can't explain it.
So we went through our merger with Harvest to True Leaf, right? But now the merger with Sundial buying another company, Alcana.
Alcana, yeah.
And right now Alcana is up. Right, but
their stock is increasing.
Yeah, but with Sundial buying and everything, theirs is going down. But they're talking about cash in their hands. They have pocket money somewhere. That's not even reflecting on the stock. So it's what's happening? What the hell is happening?
And who knows what they're doing? I mean, I honestly believe that businesses of that magnitude would not make decisions of that size without knowing something.
Exactly. Or about it seems like they're prepping for something, because it's reflecting on that market alone. Everything else is green today, but the cannabis market was red today. They were down because it's prepping, man. I'm telling you that they're getting ready. They know something. Do you know any updates about the bill that was going to the Senate?
I have heard nothing new, but I have heard about the merger. Just to take one step back, they plan on having that finished by the end of the quarter.
Oh, really?
Which is New Year's Eve. So,
well, yeah,
Happy New Year.
This is the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Nice to start anew. Oh,
it's
man.
supposed to, but it could potentially go into early part of the next quarter. So.
Okay.
But within the next 2 to 3 months, we'll find
see.
out what happens. I'm going to personally keep playing Pac-Man.
We said end of the quarter of the last one, so
yeah,
1 for 1. That's cool. Well, that's good news. We like cannabis news. We always love hearing the shit expanding and growing because it's something, man. I'm telling you, cannabis can go so far. It can do so much.
Well, I do know one thing that I honestly believe the Fair Banking Act will go through reconciliation. I honestly believe that's going to happen because that's money in the pockets of small businesses. And let's face it, if I was a representative and I was looking to fundraise, there's all kinds of industries that pay a lot of money in campaign contributions to the candidates they want. Nobody's taking money from the cannabis industry. No. And you know how much money is out there?
It's like the cannabis industry is spending its money and taking money from others. It's a little cell that's growing and becoming its own thing off of its own ecosystem because no one else is supporting it. It's literally growing on its own, regardless.
Yeah. If I was a politician, I'd be all up in that cannabis industry campaign contribution.
It should have been a long ass time ago.
Right?
That should have been the first step, is having politicians start talking about it. Now we're waiting on them. We're literally waiting on them to talk about it. Everyone's at home smoking weed. They're probably smoking with us right now.
Let's hope so.
I mean, it's crazy. We're just waiting. That's all we gotta do is just wait.
It's a matter of time.
It is a matter of time.
Speaking of as a matter of time, I mean, there's only 11 states that have not legalized marijuana in some fashion.
11 of the 50, huh?
11 of the 50, but 7 of those 11 have allowed the legal use of CBD.
Okay.
So,
which really doesn't. I mean, it does do something. CBD does help people.
It does. It kind of goes into what I want to talk about with our next topic, unless you want to just go ahead and dive into it.
Would you keep going? Yeah, you're good, man. You do you. You're going.
I was watching this documentary on PBS called The Cannabis Question.
Okay.
And the benefits of CBD, it kind of helps, with your homeostasis, which is maintaining that chemical balance in your brain.
Oh wow! Okay.
Helping your receptors, maintain that nice, smooth synapsal flow in your brain. But
finding that balance, that equilibrium.
Exactly. Yeah. And so. I also learned watching that documentary that prior to California legalizing marijuana for medicinal purposes, it was a felony to even have CBD. So
really,
yeah, and we know the benefits of CBD. I mean, just look at the clientele where you work.
True, yeah.
Yeah,
some with epileptic seizures benefit from it.
Seizures, anxiety, depression. I mean, all the moods that grow through, your workplace. How many members are on CBD? We've talked about that.
And we've seen those miracle videos of, it literally stopping seizures, in the midst of it. We've seen the miracles. It's just...
It does, and not only that, every time you have a seizure, it causes brain damage.
Right. Why not have it ready, medically prepared, researched to help those? All they need is a dosage. Boom. Proper dosage for it to balance them chemically, like you said, in their brain. for them to go throughout the day. Like, it really doesn't even require you to get high. Like, they probably could, at some point, medically take it to where, do you want the high or not? Like,
so, like anything else, if you have money, it's not an issue for you. So, again, before it was legal in California,
right?
In London, they're more progressive than us and more forward thinking.
Most countries are, yes.
They were doing research on CBD, so people that had money would take their children with epilepsy to London.
Oh wow! Okay.
For epilepsy treatment, and are doing fine versus other children of parents that did not have means to fly to London for this, and because of being illegal. Their children
where money gives you opportunities,
are severely damaged. I mean, again,
wow.
Look at, one of the members we both love dearly.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, I that's crazy to think, because, like, yeah, you go to another country to take care of it. I know people who go and get dental work in Mexico.
Exactly.
Like, it's better to go get yourself taken care of outside of the country that's supposed to be taking care of you.
Where you pay your taxes.
Yeah, where you put your money towards.
Right.
So that's kind of crazy to think.
So
wow.
It's just time, So of those 4 states that it's not legal in any form or fashion.
Right.
Are Idaho, Wyoming, Tennessee, and let me see. God, I can't even read my writing. I want to say Indiana. Yep. Indiana, yeah.
Wow.
Mike Pence's state.
Of course. I mean,
right.
I mean, of course. But Idaho, I have some family in Idaho.
Yeah. You cannot get it there at all. Period. No CBD, nothing.
That's crazy. I'll chief up and down those streets.
You can go to Canada where it's legal.
Right, absolutely.
There's a sliver of Idaho that does border Canada.
No, I'm talking about in Idaho. Yeah, I know I could go do that in Canada. Yeah. But I'm saying the challenge is doing that in Idaho. A brown man in Idaho doing that.
Right.
Yeah, woo! No.
You'd be the only one unless you had Boise State, dude.
That's true. You're going to college. No,
right?
I'm not going to college. That's. I love my family in Idaho though. They voted. I know they're blue. They're definitely blue.
Yeah.
I love them dearly.
Yes.
I do too. Yeah.
So we just need to legalize this, man. It just like back alley abortions, man. The benefits of cannabis, if it were decriminalized and have research being able to be, done on this plant,
right?
We'd be in a different ball.
Whole different ball game. Like, it's kind of funny that a lot of people trust cannabis where it doesn't have the research, and not a lot of people trust a vaccine that does have research.
And they actually talked about that.
Did they?
Yes, they did.
Really?
They really did.
That's interesting. Yeah, a lot of people would trust cannabis more than a vaccine right now, it seems. But there's less research on cannabis than there is on a vaccine.
Right.
That's dumb shit.
Right? Right?
That's crazy.
But yeah, I mean, curing opioid addiction, all the different. We all know the different benefits.
The benefits. There's so many.
We know that are documented. Glaucoma.
We know our own benefits from it.
Pain.
Oh my God. I you know how often I complain about back pain as a kid. I played golf a lot as a kid, and I always complained about my lower back pain. And now that I have I've had a medical card for the past 4 years now, I believe. Like, I've not had that back pain as often. Yeah, there are days where I have discomfort, and I understand that where my discomfort comes from. But outside of that, cannabis has helped me with a lot of the pains I go through, including my knee. I have a bad knee too.
Yeah, same.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's just the list goes on and on.
Absolutely. Like we talked about epilepsy and helping with seizures. I've talked about myself, just ADHD, and how it helps me focus. It slows my mind down, and it slows me down. And like you say, it helps my equilibrium, helps me balance. Like,
I had my doctor's appointment last week too, man, and once again, another year, no blood in my urine.
None. Good. That's good, man. Like, it's so interesting. Like, I've probably said it before on the show, but I go to the doctor and they'll ask me if I smoke, and I will clarify, I'd be like, every day, but more of the smoke weed part. And
right.
They're like, oh, then don't worry about it. Yeah. Like, they blow it off. Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, is it because there's no research or because they know it's not bad? What the hell? Like,
well, again, they understand it. There's two different things. It's not tobacco. Number one, there's a leaf on a marijuana plant, and that's not what you smoke. You smoke the flower. So you're not smoking the leaf, where the carcinogens tend normally to grow.
I stopped smoking like blunts, the cigar wraps.
Yeah.
And started using hemp wraps.
There you go.
Yeah. They have their King Palm has their own. I think they're hemp. I don't know. It's a leaf. I think it is the leaf for sure, or a palm leaf. I don't know if you can smoke palm leaves. I'll have to double check for sure. But it's green. It's already pre-rolled and everything. It has its own like cork at the end, and so all you do is just pack it in. That's it.
Huh.
Yeah, it's smooth. It's nice. It gives a good flavor. It gives the weed. It gives the actual flavor the weed has. Yeah. You don't worry about the whole like sugary, weird taste you get from the cigar, and also being able to breathe too is another one. Like,
it's too harsh on me. That's why I prefer the bar.
Oh my god! And yeah, I don't know. I can't do the cigar wraps anymore. I understand. I understand that Wiz Khalifa can't do it either. So. Like, if he can't, I can't, Like, he's a professional smoker.
Right.
Like, I understand now. Like, that's a bad health choice. Not going to do that one. Yeah, it's literally like smoking a cigarette in a way.
Yeah,
it really
exactly.
is. Like, so I kind of just stopped doing those. And more focus on just, like, joints and the King Palms. Those King Palms are really nice. They really, really are. Let's see. Let's go basketball news again.
Yes.
I know we talked about Kyrie Irving last week, and we're gonna keep talking about Kyrie Irving.
What's not to talk about?
I'm gonna quote Shannon Sharp because it was funny as hell. They got done talking about their segment for 20 minutes, and he's like, you know what? He's like, that was such a waste of time. He's like, I'm gonna need that 20 minutes back someplace. He's like, at some point in time in the future, I'm gonna be like, man, I really need 20 minutes. Where did I waste my 20 minutes at? He's like, oh. There the fuck it is. Yeah. But we're going to waste our time on this too because this topic sucks and it's annoying. Kyrie Irving again is taking his stance on, not telling us if he's vaccinated is one thing, but also refraining from getting vaccinated. We know he's not vaccinated.
Right.
Which is going to, bother the team. He won't be able to play in certain cities because it's not the stadiums, it's the city and the state that's banning it, blah, 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 so on and so forth. We talked about it, right? But the community now is talking. It's either bad Kyrie, you know what you're supposed to be doing, or you shouldn't be doing this, or you're going to have to take the pay cut, so what, and deal with it, and it's hurting your teammates, blah, 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 all that nonsense. But then you get these people that are comparing it to Magic Johnson playing with HIV, or Ali going to war, or refusing to go to war, sorry. And being suspended and banned. I don't understand the comparison between the two. Because Ali religious belief, right, is the main point on his.
That's like comparing apples, tin cans, and bricks.
Basically,
it is.
Ali refused because of his religious belief, right?
Correct.
They didn't do anything to me, so I'm not doing anything to them.
Correct.
He's a boxer, so the other person is doing something to him, so it's not contradictory. So I can see people taking that stance. So I'm squishing that right now, anyways. And then,
but I think it's important to know what is was his religion.
He was Muslim, right?
He was a Muslim.
Yeah.
Okay, just throwing that out there.
Oh. Yeah, he was Muslim. I mean, it's his belief. You can't force somebody to do what they believe. But like we've talked about that before with the vaccine too. We are okay. We understand those who A, medically can't take it. B, maybe against their religious belief or whichever, so on and so forth. But that the health reason is one. If you can't medically take the vaccine, then that's the pass. But like everyone gets a pass with their religious belief. I believe in one way, shape, or another. Even though I'm not a big religious person, Like,
you don't get a pass on being an idiot, though.
That's that. So if your religion believes that you can't help others, then that's a bad religion, in my opinion, in a way.
You know, to me, Kyrie Irving is he's an example of how selfish people are.
Right.
They think it's about themselves. It's my body. It's my choice.
He started saying is because he is the voice of the unheard, those who are losing their jobs because they're not getting vaccinated. Like, he's still getting paid.
It's not about you, man. It's about everybody else.
He's still getting paid regardless. He is not the front figurehead for those people who have lost their jobs because of their choice. He's not, first off. Second off, even those people who have lost their jobs for their choice, that is their idiotic choice to begin with, because you lost your job, your livelihood, because you can't go get poked. That's it. Little poke.
Kyrie Irving could never play another minute of basketball and still have more money than Davy Crockett.
That's fucking crazy. Yeah, it's so crazy that he tried to say that he's the figurehead of that. He is. I'm the voice of the unheard in this situation. Blow that. What the fuck?
You know, Ali refused to go kill people or refused to get himself killed.
Magic Johnson wasn't having sex with men on the court. Sorry if that's explicit, but that wasn't happening.
No, Magic Johnson took 1.5 years off basketball before he came back.
Right.
After doctor's advice. And he was thoughtful of other players, which is why he stepped away from the game for as long as he did.
Right.
And I remember watching an interview with him why he stepped away again for good. Mm-hmm. They were playing Portland, and he was going for a loose ball with Clyde Drexler.
Right.
And Clyde stopped. And Magic looked at him and I'm not going to play in a league like this.
Oh, right.
And that was his last game. He retired after that.
Wow.
You know, he gets like, hey, I'm going to do everything I want to do because nobody's going to get in my way. I'll be a star.
So, is Drexler in the wrong for that, in that situation?
I don't think so.
No, I didn't think so either. Okay, so there's no wrong in that situation. It's just,
you know,
he can't play that way anymore.
It was kind of brand new. We didn't know a lot about it either.
Right, exactly.
So, no, Drexler was not wrong.
Right. I was just thinking about that situation. Like, that's a tough situation to be in. Like, if you were in Drexler's shoes, how would you act? Would you act?
I might have done the same thing. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, in the heat of the moment, depending on if it was the heat of the moment, whichever, adrenaline's going. If it's later in the game, I probably wouldn't bat an eye. I probably would have dove, because that's kind of how I was as a ball player when I played. I'm really reckless, and I know it's something that's worth, and I'm gonna go for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I haven't seen the play before. I've heard of that. I've heard about it a few times. I still haven't looked it up. Maybe I should, just so I can see the vision of it. But
I've never looked either.
It's just, I mean, you gotta think about it. You know, like, it sucks that Magic had to step away. Yeah, because of the feeling of that. But I think that's also a good choice in his end too. Like, there's a good in both of that. You know?
He made a choice for the greater good. Ali made a choice for the greater good.
Absolutely.
Kyrie's making a choice for himself.
Oh my God, yeah. for himself. Like, the Nets said he's not able to practice.
No. He's losing, like 300,000 every home game?
Something like that, yeah.
Or every stadium that has some kind of...
has that restriction, that mandate, yeah. That's fucking insane. Like, I don't know, man. That's just something really... I can't understand that. Like, I'm thankful my brother is getting his shots. He got his first one already.
Yeah.
I'm super thankful, man. Like,
amen.
I am. And it wasn't me pressuring him into it. I'm honestly pretty sure he just got fed up with people talking about it around him and being around him all the time. Like, I really think that's it. But, like, honestly, like, I understand his takes on vaccines, though. Like, he doesn't get the flu shot because he's never had the flu. But he knows that medicine now these days, that if you catch the flu and you catch it early, you go to the doctor, you're good. Like, you're better. It's an easier outcome. I don't know. Like, Sean's take on medicine is different, you know. But this is a newer virus, right? Compared to the flu. Flu's been around for a long time.
Well,
right?
the virus, the mutated, the COVID-19 has come, but it's
the mutation.
The virus has been around for 20 years.
Yeah. It's just, it's his idea. I mean, I'm sure whatever happened in his mind where it was okay for him to go get it. I'm happy that it happened. That's it.
Yes.
You know, that is bottom line. I didn't ask him. I haven't asked him in depth why, but I'm just thankful, you know? I'm thankful that the wall cracked.
Whatever the reason was, thank you. Yep.
Thank you. Yeah, whatever the reason. He probably didn't want to go get tested every week.
So, you want to do your dumbass of the week?
Sure, yeah. Hold on, let me hit this. Oh, oh man, yeah, it's some good stuff. So, my dumbass of the week was actually, I have a source, an underground source that leaked to me this information on Demi Lovato and a take that she has, which, I mean, I love her music. Her music's very empowering, very deep, and her venture through life is a roller coaster. It really is. Like, things that she's gone through, things that she's seen and been through, like, done, whichever. You know, she's a recovering addict, the works.
Depression is for real.
Exactly. But aliens to me don't exist in my mind. Also, the term alien references things that are foreign and we don't understand. And she feels that is what hurts extraterrestrials' feelings. I'll start speaking like how she wants us to, I guess. She doesn't want us to call them aliens. She wants us to call them something else. E.T., extraterrestrials. We're comparing them to a puppet. Like,
yeah.
We can call them that instead. No, that's still derogatory if you think about it that way. So what do you call a foreign life form from space? Do you just call them, hi, foreign life form from space? I mean, I'm sure if we were to find out what a foreign life form from space's name is, we would call it by that. I
think if we encountered life from another planet, we'd call it another living being.
Well, it would be. Well, one, because it's life.
Right.
Right. But two, if it had a name for itself or identity in its way, hopefully it speaks English that we invented so we would understand what it is. So it really would hurt its feelings if we called it an alien, if it knew what the English language was.
Yeah. I agree.
Anyways, I'm sorry, Demi, but you you were the highest one on the list. You're my dumbass of the week. That's really dumb. It's very dumb. Like, anyways,
my dumbass of the week is kind of a collective. So it's been almost a year, 11 months since the election of November of last year between Biden and Trump.
Oh yes,
and over 60 times. Trump's cases have been thrown out of court, last Wednesday being the last one in the state of Georgia. Now, anyone that believes that the big lie that the election was stolen does not understand the legal process. Because when you go to court, you have to provide what's called evidence.
Really?
Proof. You're making the accusation. The burden of proof is on you.
Please,
if you can't prove that burden, guess what?
For those who don't understand what the word evidence means, please clarify. What does the word evidence mean?
Proof of the allegation you're making.
Oh, so truth behind it, yeah?
The truth.
The truth. Okay, continue.
Right.
Just to make sure no one understands what evidence is.
So over 60 times...
What really is evidence? No.
The truth, the burden of proof has failed to have been met by Rudy Giuliani and the powers that be. And remember, we heard him on Voice in federal court in the state of Pennsylvania saying, no, we're not alleging voter fraud.
Right.
Well, what are you alleging? Case dismissed.
Exactly. Over. Done. What are we talking about?
So, this was the last case. No evidence presented, which means the election was not stolen.
Right.
He lost. Quit being a crybaby. You're my dumbass of the week. Because you don't take the time to understand, especially those who work in law enforcement.
Oh, yeah.
And those that want to play the what about game. But that's a whole... We will do the what aboutism on another show.
Whataboutism is something dumb.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree. So, yeah, those that believe the election was stolen, you're my dumbass of the week.
And you said you had a partner, don't you? You got more. You have a collaboration.
Well, that is... It's like those... Everybody that stormed the Capitol, those people that believe...
whole everybody.
Right.
Kind of like mine. Okay, I got you. I thought you were saying you had more dumbasses.
I actually do have more dumbasses.
You do, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, well, we can probably hang those onto those for another time, huh?
Well, actually, I think we have about 5 minutes if you want to get into what I call like the special dumbass of the week.
Oh, you have a special one?
This is a special one.
Gotcha, yeah. Go ahead.
This guy's Brandon Fellows from Albany, New York. And he was part of the insurrection team on January 6th in the Capitol, right? Against the judge's advice, he decided to represent himself. In the process, admitted to 2 felonies, entering the Capitol through a broken window. That's one. And smoking weed in Senator Merkley's office.
Wait, he admitted to it?
Where he admitted to it.
Wow.
And he admitted to it on tape in front of a news reporter.
What the hell? What kind of situation is what?
He is a special kind of dumbass.
It's a special breed of person.
He thinks this news reporter's here on my side. It's cool for me to say what I'm doing.
Oh my gosh, no shot.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
So,
I mean,
Brandon Fellows, you're really kind of stupid.
What a dumbass. That's crazy.
Anyway, I'm Gene.
I'm Zane.
And thanks for hanging with Uncle.
Oh, don't forget, follow us on Twitter.
And YouTube, hit subscribe and like.
This is some good shit. I'm high as hell, man. I mean, honestly, this one's got me slowed down.
We'll see you next week.
Peace, guys. See ya.